Mike Mallett from DirtTrackDigest.com here with my good buddy Kenny Bruce, also from DTD, and we're recapping Friday night's action here at the Orange County Fair Speedway for Eastern States weekend, and a lot of action here today. We had modified time trials, and we also had the 50-lap main event for the Sportsman. Let's start with the modifieds, and we'll talk a little bit about the Sportsman. They're still technically going through tech right now, so we might have to change this, Ken, at some point. But getting into this today, I would say a little bit of a surprise coming home with a fast time here today, and it was Max Mclaughlin.
Oh, definitely, yeah. You know, Max, he's never run this track. I think he's probably run it twice maybe in his life, and he was fast in warm-ups, and he was fast again in time trials, and he got that top spot, and he got it by a decent margin.
Yeah, he got it done. Did a fantastic job. Anthony Prego was second quick. No surprise there, Anthony Prego. He's been good here all year. He's been good on the slick, and he's been running fantastic as of late. He just hasn't had any luck. The Centennial race broke the birdcage. Super Dirt Week ran out of fuel. Is the Eastern States 200 finally the place where he breaks through?
I think it very well could be. Anthony's been on a roll, like you said. He's just not getting the finishes. And I know from talking to Anthony, this is something on their bucket list. They really want to cross off, and he like to get one for Brian Smith, who puts a lot of money into Anthony and gives him what he needs to win. And I think this week he could do it.
Well, we'll see. He's, again, was second quick. Mike Mahaney, third quick. Great run there for Mike Mahaney. Peter Britton and Larry White, the top five. It was nice to see Mike Mahaney and Peter Britton have good runs. We know Peter, it's been a little bit of a struggle here in 2019. Later in the season, he just hasn't had those strong performances that were traditional for him in these big races, but looked great here today in time trials. Yeah,
Peter struggled. He struggled a lot at Super Dirt Week, and it was nice to see him get a good run. And from going up and watching him, he seemed like he was doing well, getting a little happy that he finally got something that he can race with.
Yeah, a little confidence back in the back of his mind. That's key there. So that's your top five, 6 through 12. Again, these drivers are locked into a dash tomorrow. They're not locked into they're locked into the feature, obviously, but they're not locked into starting position. So 6 through 12, Jerry Higbee, Tim McCready, Matt Williamson. Ninth quick was Matt Shepard, Jimmy Phelps, Craig Mitchell, and Tommy Meyer snuck in there. So a very stout top 12 here in time trials for the modifieds today.
Yeah, it should make for an interesting dash tomorrow. Tim McCready, a little surprised to see him up there, not having run a modified hardly at all this year, but he hopped in the Petrushka 66, and he's been fast. He was fast in the Race of Champions race, and got second in that, and I think Timmy's a crowd favorite here, no doubt about that.
I think he's a crowd favorite no matter where Tim McCready goes. But when we look at the rundown, you mentioned that Race of Champions. They called it here tonight, and it was all drivers that have won Eastern States 200 races, and Matt Williamson also got in for winning the Centennial 100, and if you can believe it, Matt Williamson dominated, redrew the pole, so his good redraw skills continue. Redrew the pole, led all 20 laps, picked up $5,000. But again, Tim McCready had a great run in that, as you mentioned, came up through. I don't know if he's quite at the level of Matt Williamson yet in that race, and that Matt was that good out front.
Yeah, Tim looked good. Matt was just on another planet. He won that race by a lot, by quite a margin. And the doctor looked good in that race. He passed some cars and got up there, and he wasn't too far behind McCready there when the checker flag flew.
Yeah, he ended up third. Billy Decker chased him back in position number 4. When we look at heat race winners here today, just to recap quickly, Tyler Boniface, Ryan Godown, Danny Johnson, Dylan Stewart, Bobby Henschel, and Michael Storms picked up heat race wins. And that 6 hit race that Michael Storms won, that was a thriller. Mike Goulart and Michael Storms, they went at it for that race side by side, multiple laps in a row, and it was just Storms, if you see the picture on the front page of DTD, by a nose at the checkered flag.
Yeah, that was definitely the highlighted heat race of the day, and they battled hard. I mean, they banged wheels a couple times, and they were both going for it. And Michael was just able to get that outside going a little bit, and I saw him back behind the grandstands earlier, and he looked as happy as a clam back there. He said he got a fast race car.
So we've locked in 36 drivers so far into the Eastern States 200 on Sunday afternoon. We'll have 2 B mains to lock in the rest of our starting field. We're going to take 2 out of those. That'll give us 40. The top 12, again, we don't know their starting spots. We'll have to wait to the finish of tomorrow night's dash event. In the Sportsman race, Kevin Root made it a stinker. Kevin Root came down here, had the Central New York set up in the thing, and just dominated. I think that's about the only way to say it.
Domination is just all over the board there. He like you say, he put that setup in. The track was set up just like he runs Fulton or Utica or Land of Legends. And once that green flag gone, he just checked out and he was gone.
Thanks for coming. Write the paycheck. No, there's 2 O's en route, gentlemen. And so he walks away with a win in that race. Finishing second was Grant Hilfiger. Finishing in the third spot was Andrew Buff. Tyler Corcoran, great run for him. Finishing fourth, and Jared LeBaugh rounded out the top 5. And, not really surprised again to see Kevin Root or even Grant Hilfiger up there. Grant, a regular here, track champion. And, again, this is all pending tech because they're going through that right now. But great job by those guys. I mean, Corey Kormeyer, you had to feel a little bit bad for him. He was running second for a majority of the race, and we're not sure what happened, but our guess is he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, it was a tough run for Corey. He runs good here. He's been doing well all over. He's dabbled in 358 racing this year, and he definitely had a good run going there. And talking to Hilfiger afterwards, like we were, he just said them guys are just a step up with this racetrack because of the setup, and he said they'll get there, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, and when we're talking the racetrack, we're talking slick. Tonight, we've seen it progressively get slicker. There we go. No, I'm not going to get sick, hopefully, from this weekend, but slicker as the night went on. And, again, you could tell the Central New York guys know what they're doing on that slick stuff. So we're looking forward to tomorrow, 358 modified action here from Orange County. That race racing action set to go off about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But we want to take a moment, thank our friends at Fox Racing Shocks and, of course, VP Racing Fuels for all they do for Dirt Track Digest. And we appreciate their support, and they're helping us bring all this coverage here from Eastern States this weekend and all the coverage that we do year-round on DirtTrackDigest.com. So for Kenny Bruce, my name's Mike Mallett. Thanks for checking us out. We hope you are enjoying the videos, recaps, and everything else we've been able to post, and hopefully we'll see you down the road at the races.